There, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Most women love masculine men. Notice I said most. You always got to qualify, because I don't care. I don't care how masculine you are, how he-man you are, whatever you're gonna call it. There's gonna be a woman who don't like it. Okay, you don't worry about them. All right, seriously, they can be masculine themselves. Hey, they can be one of your running buddies or something. Shoot, they can be your wingman / woman, whatever you want to call them. You don't worry about those. All right, let's be clear. You stay concerned about the women who gonna love you because you're in your masculinity. Now, like people who follow me a long time know I talk about instead of talking about LMS, like looks, money, and status, I've talked about physique, charisma, and masculinity. Masculinity hits them on a deep level, even if you might not be what their physical type is. And let me be clear about women when we talk about types. Let me go on a tangent real quick. Women really have multiple types. Even if they share with you one ideal type, they might say that in public or they being interviewed on one of these videos or something. But privately, there's several men they can get with. If you could magically snap your fingers and see all the men she got with. And there was a movie that talked about that, did something like that back in the day. Hollywood Shuffle. Yeah, that was way back in the day, you know? All the women and all the men that a woman slept with, all the women that a man slept with. Yeah, that was a funny one, but you'll find it different in everything. But I'm gonna tell you something that really hits a woman, and it hits on a deeper level. It gets past it, what she'll say is a physical type. It gets past what society says should be a physical type. Because let's be real, socially, depending on the media and what they're promoting at any given time, even the political establishment, they'll promote a certain social ideal or something. And, you get some women, even some men who will say, oh yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. Now, this goes a little bit deeper. Especially when you're talking about women. Because when you masculine, you start touching her feminine energy. Even if it's not obvious. With most of them, you will affect them. Because you can't have two masculine people in the same room. They're gonna butt heads. And I talked about this in a car video before. The one thing, you might run into that masculine woman, they will still respond to a masculine man, and the feminine will come out in them. And I've seen that happen. Women dealt with certain men. They might have been hard charging everything, in their look and everything. They deal with that feminine man, and the girl comes out in them. The girly comes out in them. I've seen that happen so many times. Shoot, it facilitated it happening so many times. Because you hit them on a deeper level. Okay, like people are talking about the looks thing, all right? And all women have a physical type, which, the looks thing. But then they run into that man who's just like on some he takes action. He's naturally assertive, naturally aggressive and everything. Something happened and he immediately takes off. Shoot, he embodies at least one part of the house of the man. He might be that warrior, could be that hunter. If he's more advanced, he's going to have at least two online, but then other two. Now, if he got all four, what I call a quad four, he got the hunter, he got the eagle, he can see ahead, he got the warrior, he can protect, he got the healer, he can knock it out in the bedroom. Women go crazy, and it's hitting them on a deeper level. See, they're not responding to the physicality. That helps to get their attention. But say they're in a position where, your physicality might not match what they actually want. They respond to the masculine energy. Indeed, like I said, there's always talk about short-statured men. But if those short-statured men are still masculine and still not using, that as an excuse, they still get women. You get some big men like that. That's the only, in fact, I would say, only things that can beat body game, if you just got charisma, you can make that connection. But even beating the charisma is the masculinity. That's power right there. And most women want that. Even women, like I started this week off talking about, mentioning these women act like they don't need men. But those same women will respond to certain men, even hard charging women. I always tell a story about this panel I was on one time, and it was a woman who was notorious for breaking a man's balls and just asking whatever question. But her husband, she was married. She said, I never forget, she said when her husband said zip it, she would zip it. And a lot of women respond to that. A lot of these hard charging, independent types, yeah, they'll give most men hell, but they'll have that one man who's telling them to zip it because he's masculine. Indeed, some women will even pay for it. Some women will even pay for a man just to check them so they can relax. In fact, I remember one woman, she had one woman I dealt with for a while. She had a reputation of being hard charging. In fact, if I dropped her name, she's easily looked up. She in a powerful position. But she said with me, she could just relax. But it was the energy more than anything else. So you want to have that. You want to work on that. Now, somebody invariably will come on, well, how can I get that? I got an archive. Just do just masculinity, boom. And then if you go to my Vimeo.com, my on-demand videos, you'll see a lot, Because everything I'm doing, everything I talk about is masculine. It's talking about when I do my Sovereign Saturdays, which, one's coming tomorrow. What am I talking about? Masculinity, because a man always wants to have his space, his room, his boundaries and everything. That's just part of it. And it's something you work on every day. If you feel like you ain't where you should be, you can work on it, You can still have it. You still got to have it regardless of your mission in life. You still need, as a man, you need to have some masculinity. And you always going to get a woman. There's always going to be a woman around you because they're going to be drawn to it even if they can't figure out why. They be like, well, he ain't my physical type, but something about him, something. And you be like, yeah, whatever, babe. Yeah, let me get those buffalo wings over there. You want to eat that? Yeah, but most women, and let me emphasize that as I finish up. Most women love masculine men. There's always going to be an exception. Don't worry about the exception. Too many guys focus on the exceptions, And it could be for whatever reason. Her masculine energy could just be at that level. And I wouldn't say work to fight it or anything. I'd just say, okay. She might be a good business partner. She could be, like I said, she can be your wing woman / man, whatever. I've known some women like that. I'd be like, I wouldn't even try with them. I'd say, yeah. I asked them, so the woman over there, she checking me out? They'd be like, yay or nay. So anyway, you don't worry about them. But most women, they're going to respond. So that's something you work on. Yeah, you can work on your physicality, your bait, all that stuff. And you can work on your charisma, but you definitely need to work on your masculinity, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for right now. I have a good time, good rest of the day. Peace and blessings.